Hello and welcome to the special segment of India Now. I'm your host Isha Mishra and we're joined by senior journalist Sakshi Joshi today. She's been in the industry for the past 17 years. She's worked for BBC amongst various other reputed organizations. Welcome Sakshi. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much, Isha. It's my pleasure.
You're now working as an independent journalist. How how has it been? How is the media ecosystem?
It's been wonderful. It's been like 1.5 years since I started doing my own journalism, an independent one. And the kind of love, the kind of traction, the kind of recognition, and the kind of work that I'm able to do now, I don't think that I've been able to do that in the past 15 years, just before that. So it's been almost like 17 years now, and this is the phase this I term as something like my golden phase in journalism now. I'm just enjoying it to the fullest because I just get to do everything on my own. And yesterday only somebody asked me that who are you working for? I said I'm working for myself. So that is the answer that I can give now.
So working for yourself, it's very
Yeah,
empowering, right?
yeah, very, very.
Ma'am, so you've been in the industry for the past 17 years. How has the system around you changed?
Drastically. Asia, the kind of media that I have grown up in and I have learned from was something that, one used to admire, one used to actually look up to that media, one used to look up to certain idols that, you want to be like them. I've always heard, like, when I was a child, my father is also a journalist. So he always used to tell me, aap aise journalist banna that the interviewee is always scared of you. He is a little uncomfortable with your presence because he just doesn't know that what sort of question you might just ask. And you have that reputation that you will make him speak certain things which other people have not been able to, and that will be a headline. The kind of respect I have seen at that moment is not there now because the credibility issues are drastically high today. We've always seen that in the press freedom index also. I don't say that media was like holier than cow in the past, or it used to be very, very good or very, very authentic or credible, but yes, most of them were. Today the issue is that we hardly get any credible faces in media today. We always used to be so cautious about facts, and that is what even today hurts me, that if I have written something which is non-factual, I get upset with myself that why didn't I do a better research, and why did I go wrong, where did I go wrong, I should be careful later. But today I see most of the journalists, they just don't care. They just don't care whatever they are saying, whatever they just don't care that whether it has any kind of relevance, it has any kind of factual backing to it. They just don't care at all, so they just can't be journalists. I think they're just only happy about making of certain people in the power happy. And they're trying to gain traction from the government rather than from the public. We were a medium. That is why we were called media. We were a medium to between the people, the masses, and the government, and we had to tell the government what the masses are thinking, what the masses want, what is their problem. Today the issue is we are still a media, we are still becoming a medium, but what we are doing is that we are trying to tell the masses what the government wants, and you better behave like that, and you better start doing that. So that is the complete change that I can see now.
Ma'am, so that's an environment of fear, especially with the cases of dissent that the government enforces and
Yeah.
the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act being charged upon journalists. There is a lot of fear amidst journalists. So how do they deal with that? I mean, how do you personally deal with that?
See, personally, the issue is that I have never been fearful of anyone, and I am a little, I always tell people that मैं बहुत जिद्दी हूँ. So, I'm always ready to go against the wave. Because I always have this thing in my mind, and I'm always rebellious about this, that, what have I been educated for? What have I studied for? What did I come into journalism for? Not to bow down, not to just believe the government as it is, not to just believe anybody, in fact. I'm there. I am a journalist because I love facts. I'm a journalist because I love news. So And I'm not a journalist because I love government ads or I'm just going to blindly believe them, right? Whatever the government ads we see, and we start just finding its facts on ground, whether they actually did that or not. In today's scenario where people have actually stopped questioning, have actually stopped cross-checking the facts, there even a basic fact check becomes something an act of bravery or courage. So this is what I'm really disappointed with.
Ma'am, what does the future of journalism look like in our country?
After quitting from mainstream media, even I could have gone somewhere else, I could have done something else also. There's nothing that we can't do, but I had to stick to this profession because I thought that this is the time when it needs me the most. If we stop speaking, then I think there's just no hope left. So this is where I see the future. I think even if they haven't been into journalism for long, but they are like budding journalists, but even they realize that what is this happening today. The problem is that if you start questioning, and I think Asia, it's today, it's not only one political party who is behaving like that. I think now every other political party has started behaving in the same manner. um, you just start questioning them, and then they start questioning your credibilities, your credentials. If you question the Congress, they will start calling you an Aam Aadmi Party journalist. If you start questioning Aam Aadmi Party, they'll start calling you someone else's journalist. They'll start calling you Mamta Banerjee's journalist. They'll start calling you someone else's journalist. I see mainstream media, the electronic media, I see that dying, and I see digital journalism taking its space. So now digital journalism is doing more credible and authentic work. We are doing more of ground reports. If you see so many other people doing digital journalism, everybody covers election in a different way, just like news channels and all these people don't. So we are ready to take that space, and I'm dead sure about it. I have covered Bengal elections. I've just finished covering UP elections, and I'll be covering the next elections also. I'm quite sure about this, that in another 6 months or maybe 1 year, maximum 1 year, digital journalism will just acquire the mainstream media completely. People believe us more than these channels. That is the reason that all these news channels are now opening their own digital wing. They're actually expanding it. But that brand is badly affected. So if they're going to do journalism, digital journalism, in the same name of the same brand, then there is a big problem that is going to come in their way. So we have replaced them. So there is no, it's not a hopeless situation. We are still doing journalism, and you still have hope.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am. I think this was really insightful, and especially for budding journalists like us who are just going to step into the field. This was a great piece of advice. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll just stop recording.